In this shocking video, we will follow the stories of 3 teenage convicts who all thought they got away with their crimes. However, when they received a life sentence, their reactions were nothing short of outrageous. Get ready for a wild ride as we dive into the mind of these young criminals and witness their explosive reactions firsthand in this video. 1. Shondell Jackson. In a dramatic courtroom scene, Shondell Jackson received a life sentence with no or almost a zero chance of parole for his role in the murder of Nathan Potter, a University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee film student. Jackson's attorney pleaded for mercy by bringing up the topic of him being a teenager and a youngster who had a lack of control and requesting the judge for a second chance, but the judge was unmoved by any of the statements put forward by his attorney. As he was being taken into custody, Jackson erupted in obscenities and had to be subdued by 3 deputies and along with a detective and a lawyer. They used heavy force on him to get him under control, even spraying him with a pepper spray. He was fighting the officers so hard that one of the officers had to pull his hair to get him in control. There were also cries and weeping in the background during the chaos. Shondell's family could be heard shouting words of encouragement to him while he was fighting the officers. Members of Jackson's family taunted Potter's family in the back of the courtroom, adding some extra fuel to the chaos. The video showed Jackson's complete disregard for human life, as he smirked and mouthed some obscenities at Potter's family members in the courtroom. Jackson had shot Peter in the chest during a robbery attempt, even though Potter had no money with him at that time. Jackson's accomplice, Derek J. Thomas, received a lesser sentence for his limited role in the murder. Nathan Potter's family struggled to come to terms with their loss of their son, with the younger sister expressing her fear during the courtroom melee and her grief at losing a loving and a caring brother. In the end, justice was served, but the tragedy and the heartbreak remained for all his loved ones. 2. Donta Wright. Jordan Klee was well known and a well-loved high school football player from Ann Arbor, Michigan. He had dreams and a whole bright future ahead of him. He was found dead in October of 2016. The people and the community were shocked to the core. This was the first homicide case of the year. People were confused as to who might have thought of killing such a young and innocent boy who had a whole life ahead of him at the time. During the day of the murder, Jordan Klee was supposed to be at his high school, which was Pioneer High School. His killer was Donta Wright, a 17-year-old who had tried to rob him during that time of the day along with his fellow mates at gunpoint. The robbery quickly escalated to a murder, and the whole community and his loved ones were desperate for answers as to why he shot Jordan Klee in an attempted robbery. And when Donta Wright was presented to the court, they got the answers. During the trial, Donta answered all the questions of the lawyer directly and admitted his killing of Jordan Klee during that day. During the trial, Jordan's mother was also present at that time, shredding tears of sadness while she watched her son's convict from a distance admitting his doings. Jordan's mother had no option but to listen to what he had done to her son. Jordan's body was found by a maintenance worker a few blocks away from his apartment. During the trial, Donta showed almost no regret in his doings. Donta was seen smiling when his sentence was being read out, and he showed no respect to the judge or anyone in the court in hopes that they will go easy on him. While Jordan's mother was reading the victim impact statement, Donta was seen with a joyful smile on his face at that time. It must have been tough to see her son's killer have no remorse over what he did and have a smile on his face during the trial. He was sentenced to 25 to 50 years in prison. 3. Franicia Torres. Franicia Torres, and along with her 2 friends, Nicholas Evans and Khalil Miller, murdered a 21-year-old William Tungchez. They lured Miller into saying that Franicia was willing to sleep with him if he paid $300 to them. Now they did this because they knew William had a crush on Franicia and would do anything to get closer to her. They told him to meet her at a secluded forest area, and William having a crush on her, he agreed. When William arrived at the location, Nicholas pointed a gun at him and Khalil hit him repeatedly. After they made sure he died, they took all the valuables they could find and fled the scene. Both of the teens were seen at the scene and later arrested. All 3 of them were charged with armed robbery and manslaughter. They already had records of armed robbery around the neighborhood. Now all of them have still not gone through any trials to this day, but looking at their past records and their doings, they could get even a life sentence. That was it for today's video. We hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Let us know your thoughts about which teen in the video had the worst reaction to their crimes. Or should they be charged with an even more severe trial rather than what they received? And as always, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and consider clicking the like button to see more contents like this.